sessions. Today we have a very, 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 very special guest here, by the name of TempestB. I'll say what's up to her. What's up, Tempest?
Hey! I'm excited
Yeah.
to be here.
Yo, it's exciting to have you here first and foremost.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, man. So I gotta ask you one good question though before we get started.
Okay.
Because I'm always just wanting you to be comfortable and everybody here to be comfortable.
Hmm.
Tell me, like, cause you travel, you
A lot.
tour, you do
Yeah.
a lot of things. So what makes you feel at home, and what makes you like your most comfortable?
So, I cannot believe I'm about to say this. It's like the first thing that came to mind. But for me, traveling a lot, after like a long travel day, or even when I'm home and I'm like hustling and bustling, whatever. When I get in the house, I get settled, put my stuff down, and everything. When I get into like complete comfort mode, take my bra off and don't hold my stomach in anymore. Those are like that's like the pinnacle of comfort for me. Like
Right.
look, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Guys, y'all probably can't relate, but the ladies know.
Yeah,
Like that bra come off, it's like yeah.
Hey, yo,
Yeah.
I had to ask that. I had to ask that because I'm always just wanting the people that come into the Lions Den and hang out with me and RJ when we're making records to just be their most comfortable self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we all know each other well, and
Yeah,
I did wear a bra. I didn't take it off.
She had it wrong, ladies and gentlemen. She had it wrong. So I know for me, one of my things that make me like most comfortable is lighting a
Hmm.
candle. So I want
Candles are cool.
I want to do that right now. Light the candle, and normally when I go, I like to kick my shoes off. Just kind of
Hmm.
get just kind of chill, breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're here, and I just want to make sure you're comfortable and you're good. So for those of you who are watching, like this segment is just dedicated to our women. We have a lot of amazing women artists who are doing a lot of things in the world, not just as being mothers, or not just being the wife or the girlfriend or whatever it may be, but they are incredible artists. They are incredible contributors, incredible supporters. And this woman here, she's definitely contributed a lot to the community, not just Dallas, but she travels a lot. So, so you've been traveling.
I have all over the world, literally like everywhere, and it's been a blessing. Like it's been really cool.
Yeah, so you've traveled like the world, maybe like like the complete world, maybe 4 times now.
Almost 6 years, like 5.5 years, and I've the whole world, but I still have a few continents that I haven't touched. I have Antarctica that I've not yet seen,
All right.
and Australia. But I'm hoping that like I can cross those off real soon.
Right.
But other than that, like I've been so blessed and so fortunate to be able to go to all these different places and witness so many different people and
Mm-hmm.
different ways of life.
So, what is your experience of traveling?
So I sing on ships. Outside of being an artist and writing and different things, I sing on ships, and so that has afforded me the opportunity to travel all over the world. I fly a lot, but that water is like the water is home. Like,
Really?
yeah, the water is home away from home. Like that's where I've taken so many different voyages and met so many different people. Like people who, if I, saw them randomly in the grocery store or something, they probably wouldn't have even looked my way, and vice versa, me not theirs. But because on a ship, you're in such close quarters, and sometimes people are there 7 days. Sometimes you have people who are there 21 days. I became really good friends with the woman from Sweden, and she was there for 3 months. And over the course of that 3 months, we became really close, and to this day, like we still keep in contact. I know her family, everything. So like, it's cool. I met some pretty interesting people.
Close quarters like
Very
that. That's
close,
really
yeah.
crazy. So, speed things up really quick. With everything that's necessarily happening right now with COVID-19,
Hmm.
and you were on ships during that time of COVID-19. like share with me, them, and the viewers, like what that experience or that fear tactic. Because I know, like for us, like we were hearing about it being on the news. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like,
right.
this ship can't port, or this ship can't come here, or they got to stay out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you were actually on the ship.
Mhm.
So how one of the ships, not the ship,
Yeah.
not the ship,
One of them.
one of the ships.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So explain like what that experience was for you.
Well, it was a mix of emotions actually because I left the top of the year. Well, yeah, the top of the year, and typically I have rehearsals, and then after that I'll fly out to wherever I'm gonna board. And so this particular year just kind of started out a little different for me. I have siblings who, both of them in January, gave birth to two beautiful nieces. So, that was an exciting time. My sister, she had my little niece like first week in January, and then the day that I was actually supposed to be flying out to Asia, I received a call that night, and my father passed. So a lot of people didn't know. For the last like 6 months or so of my father's life, it was very tough for him. My father was very active in my life, amazing guy, and it's difficult to watch the person who has been your hero, the person who's been your knight, the person who's so strong, and not just for me, but for everybody. He's that go-to guy. To see that person pretty much deteriorate, before your eyes, and you're taking care of them, and it's like you're doing everything that you can. But one thing is, like, when your body is ready to go, that's it. Like, your soul can want to stay so bad, but if your body can't do it, your body just can't. And so my dad was one of my biggest supporters. I remember telling him, "Hey, I'm quitting my job. I'm selling all my stuff, and I'm going on a boat." He like the next week called me, "Hey, it was a ship sank," and I'm like, "What? Why would you tell me that?" But like my progress and the things that I've been doing, like he's been one of my biggest, like, supporters. And so losing him was really tough for me, and that was like 4 days before my birthday. So my sister has her baby, then I get the call about my dad the same night. My brother's fiance goes into labor. And so then my brother's baby comes, and so, like, then the funeral, and then stay a couple days, pack up, time to get on the plane,
So
go to the other side of the world.
Well, you had to leave
Yeah.
top of the month, top of the year. You get a call, your dad passed. Then your brother has a baby. Then your sister has a baby. Then you gotta do the funeral. Then you gotta leave again and just hit it. And then
Yeah.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
Then you gotta come back on.
Yeah, like,
Then be stranded.
yeah. I'm very strong, very strong-willed, whatever. And so I pack up, I go, whatnot. And on top of that, Asia's been somewhere I've wanted to go since I was a little kid. So anyway, for a really long time, like, I wanted to go there. And so it was like, yo, 2020, dope year. I finally, I'm going out there. I feel like, I got my dad in my heart. My angel is with me, watching over me, whatever. And I get out there, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't even a week later, I get out there, and then there's like all this stuff in the news about coronavirus, and so, you know, people didn't necessarily panic on board. There were, the company made sure that there were like safety precautions in place, making sure that people felt comfortable, and also keeping people aware of what was going on. We were turned away from several different countries from being able to dock, and so that left us out at sea. And so we went through a long period. Yeah. With going through that, being stuck at sea, for bouts of time, it's a little unsettling when you don't know when you'll be able to dock. You don't know. And when I say dock, I mean basically like you park. Yeah, get the land, get off, touch the ground, And so that was interesting.
Cause I remember when the news first broke and they were like, "Hey, they're not Trump is not letting any ships come in." I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, Tim,
I
are
know.
you good? Like, yo, like, what's up, man? Or like, how you maintaining? You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah, and in that time, I think that I had so many other things going on that I couldn't allow. Like I wasn't as worried,
Okay.
with the virus and the spread, and everything. And one reason that I wasn't so worried was because on our ship, at one point we did actually get to finally dock somewhere so that our guests could be disembarked, and everything. And in that particular place, we had a situation where we all had to be tested for it. All the guests, all the crew, everybody, we were all tested. And
All right.
no, I'm just joking. And everything was cool. Absolutely no one
Yeah.
on board, no one at all had the virus or anything like that. And we had been at sea for quite a while, so our incubation period was covered. Dealing with the reality of what was happening and the fact that I'm still celebrating the birth of these new family members, but then mourning my father. And so one of the things that was a big like relief and kind of breath of fresh air for me was being able to hit the stage every night. I know sometimes we, as musicians or as businessmen and women, whatever it is that your job is, whatever your career is, whatever you do, we all get tired. We all get worn out. We all go through experience periods of burnout,
So true.
whatever. But to be in one of the lowest points in my life that I've ever witnessed, like one of my most lost periods, one of my most just a dark period, to be in that period of my life and be able to grace the stage and the very gift that God gave me be the gift that ministered to me. And even in my brokenness, that gift was helping other people who were in this same, in the same boat, literally.
Yeah, yeah,
But they were like panicking about this virus, or whatever. But they could come, and for however long the show was, they had some relief,
Wow.
So that was a little bit of medicine,
Okay.
for me
So
during
then,
that
with
time.
not being able to necessarily perform now, because of course you're part of the entertainment world where there's no entertainment happening right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
So with all of those things like just coming at you, and then not being able to perform, like how are you as Tempest B able to still curate creativity and still stay in your flow of good energy and good vibes to be able to present something?
For me, it's actually good.
Okay.
I feel like for a long time I've been going, 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 going because when you walk off a job into entrepreneurship, like you walk away from a whole lot of security, you walk away from a safety net,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm responsible for me.
Mm-hmm.
I pay for me to live. And so I try to be conscious of the decisions that I make as far as like my career is concerned, also in my personal life, um, you know, budgeting, becoming financially literate, and just moving in a way that I know is going to be beneficial for me long term instead of, oh, well, this is a quick fix. I'll just do this, get over it or whatever. I've also used this period as like a period of reflection. Really take a moment to like kind of stop for a second and really look at yourself. Like sit with yourself, look at yourself, feel yourself, be present with you, not with other people, no other stimuli or anything like that. Just being present with yourself and really thinking about the things that are matters of your heart and really sorting through those things, because I feel like when we get to the heart of all of our matters, then we're so much more effective in being able to reach people or being able to be creative. Like it expands your creativity because you're enlightened differently, and because you get this certain level of comfort
Yes, yes.
with yourself, and it boosts your confidence in whatever it is that you're doing. And I think that in those moments, like when you're meditating, you praying, and you allow God to really like speak to you. I feel like in those moments is when you create like that's when like your creativity is magical. Exterior, influences or anything like
Yeah,
that.
and just kind of getting over even worrying about or caring about what anybody else thinks. You know.
Yeah. caring, but
Yeah,
but not
caring,
so
but not
much.
caring. Yeah, but some people just they put a lot of things before themselves, and
Yeah,
sometimes you have to take out a small moment just to make sure you're good, like you were saying.
absolutely, yeah.
So I know we got the COVID-19 and everything,
Hmm.
and some of your practices. You have done some really amazing things. I know that you was doing like the toy drive. You was like really
Yeah.
active with singing at HOBs and stuff. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I think those things are really amazing, and I think the kids will appreciate it and everything else on as far as like giving back. Like, have you started to think about like new ways to present certain things? Like, what helps you be reinventive?
Well, no, I think it's relevant because I feel like as entertainers, we're all in a position where we have to reinvent ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're using social media. They're coming up with creative ways to, make new content, and whatnot. And as for me, I've I made the choice to just not. I was like, I'm not doing any shows this year
Wow.
outside of, me going to
Yeah.
fulfill this contractual duty.
Wow.
I'm not doing any shows this year. I'm not doing any new music. I'm not like, and I was hell bent on that. Like,
Really?
I made my mind up that for a year I wasn't going to do anything because I wanted to have some solitude. I wanted to
Okay.
sit with myself because losing my dad took a real big toll on me. I started thinking about the toy drive. I did a toy drive last Christmas. So basically, the show that I typically do around Christmas time, I use that show to have my followers and supporters donate toys. And there's a nonprofit organization that helps mothers who have escaped from domestic violence situations
Mm.
and helps them get back on their feet, and everything. And so
That's really good.
I got in contact with the owner of that organization, and come to find out that Christmas is coming up and none of these kids have toys, and we were able to give bags of toys to all those kids.
Wow.
So
That's really good.
I was super excited about that and glad that it was a
Yeah,
success.
yeah. Shout out to you for that.
And so when I started thinking about that, I was like, you know what? I'll do one show. I'll do one show, and I'm just going to do that show at the end of the year. But what I'll do is put all my energy into making sure that show is geared towards the toy drive so that I can make it even bigger. So I made the goal to be able to help 100 kids for
Nice.
Christmas. Figure out how to get from point A to point B, because the reality is paycheck to paycheck is a real thing for some people. And so with those people being displaced and then still having to nurture children, still having to, what I'm saying, mold them and build them up and have those kids not take on the stress. I just feel like that's something that would, at least 100 of them would be helped,
That's really good.
in that regard. And so, and I have started working on new music,
Okay.
and things. So I'm not just like using this time.
Music. New
Yes,
music.
and it's what I like and what I want to do.
Nice. That's the important part.
I'm excited again. I'm excited again. For a while, I won't say I lost my fire, but I needed to sit back and deal with some things, and I really needed to internalize the fact that, like, okay, Dad's not here anymore. Life feels different.
Mm.
It feels different. Sometimes you think that you can imagine what it would be like. You absolutely cannot. Like, God, this is happening. I'm sorry, but
Okay.
you can't imagine, what that would be like. And so I just figured, in this time, the best thing that I can do is be the absolute best version of myself, and offer that to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that when I die, people have great things to say about me. Thank you.
You're doing a good job,
Thank
seriously.
you.
And I can't wait for the viewers to learn more about you. She has amazing music. She's an amazing writer. We do want to tell them where they can find you at. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram at TempestB. And that's B, just the letter B. Tempest, TempestB. And then on Facebook, you can look me up at Tempest Barnes Music. And yeah, that's pretty much all the social media I use. Unless, like, if you use Snapchat, I'm real goofy. Just look up Tempest Barnes, and you're going to get a whole nother side.
Oh,
Ultimately, I love life. If you don't remember anything else about me, I want you to remember that I am love. I am light. It is my ultimate mission to share love, because I believe that the world can use a lot more of it. If you want, you can visit my website at www.tempestb.com. to keep up with me, to see what I'm doing, and to see all things TempestB.
Straight. Real quick, this lady has an album out, and it's titled Memoirs.
Please, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever, you can search TempestB. And my album Memoirs is there. 13 original songs, super dope classic R&B album. Check it out.
Love it. We've had the opportunity to work with her, not on that project, but on future projects. And
and we've done a record and some stuff together.
Yeah. And you're gonna get the pleasure of hearing a record that we did together right here. Ladies and gentlemen, TempestB.
You're as gentle as your mother. When I look in your eyes and the way you hold makes me weak inside, and I can't lie. Your daddy made you strong, and every king needs his queen. Needs a queen to call his own. You got the kind of love that makes me wanna fall in love again. Every day with you gets sweeter, and I never want it to end. Take me in your arms and never let me go. You got what I need, and I'm yours. Every day your love is new, and it only gets better to me. You're the best part of my waking up. You're my coffee, my sugar and cream. The way your love's all over me, sometimes I can hardly speak. Like fine wine, we get better with time, and I'll love you endlessly. You got the kind of love that makes me wanna fall in love again. Every day with you gets sweeter, and I never want it to end. Take me in your arms and never let me go. You got what I need, and I'm yours. Yeah. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Come on and keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Just keep on loving me, baby. Keep on loving me the way that you do. Keep on loving me the way that you do. You got the kind of love that makes me wanna fall in love again. Every day with you gets sweeter, and I never want it to end. Take me in your arms and never let me go. You got what I need, and I'm yours. Ooh, you got what I need, and I'm yours. You got what I need, and I'm yours.
Y'all so dope.
Thank you. TempestB.
Thank y'all so much.
Keep on loving me